call to order a joint session of the American Legion Auxiliary, and the Sons of the American Legion. Please join me in rendering honors to the flag of our country. And salute. 2. Auxiliary Chaplain Mary Mulberry will offer the invocation. Please uncover. Remain uncovered through the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together for the joint session of the American Legion family. We ask for your blessings on those who are gathered here tonight. We pray for your guidance and wisdom this weekend. Bless our leaders who guide us this weekend and throughout the coming year. Give them the knowledge and commitment they need to fulfill the duties of their offices, always upholding the ideals of our great organization. Lord, hold our troops in your loving hands. Protect them as they protect us. Bless them and their families for the selfless acts they perform for us in our time of need. Dear Lord, let us, as the American Legion family, serve as beacons of light to the rest of the nation, that our men and women in uniform will not be forgotten until they all have returned home safely to their families. Continue to use us to do your will. Continue to bless us that we may be a blessing to others. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please recover. I declare the joint session of the American Legion family convened. I welcome each and every one of you here and grateful for all of us who have made the journey through these last 18, 16 months of uncertainty. But it's awesome to be here, and I mean that, to see each and every one of you that we're face to face, that we can be here to enjoy the camaraderie and yet conduct the business of this great organization. So I welcome you to this joint session tonight. And may we take something away from this session as we go through the rest of the weekend. May we conduct our business, and may we take away what needs to be done and share it with those who are not here today. It's awesome to be here, and I thank you again and welcome you to this joint session. It is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished guest at this time. From the Department of Iowa, National Vice Commander of the American Legion, Bruce Furbach. Please sit. From the Department of New York, candidate for National Commander, Vincent Jim Toyola. American Legion Department Adjutant, John Durham. American Legion Auxiliary Department President, Kelly Elliott. American Legion Auxiliary National President, Nicole Clapp. American Legion Auxiliary Department Executive Director, Crystal Wright. American Legion Auxiliary Department Chaplain, Mary Mulberry. American Legion Auxiliary Department Junior President, Ashley Thompson. Sons of the American Legion Detachment Commander, Mike Monsrud. From the Detachment of Indiana, Sons of the American Legion National Vice Commander, Richard Dot Pilfer. Each department convention, an individual is elected to lead the American Legion as department commander. These individuals show tremendous dedication and leadership during that year. Will all past department commanders please stand and be recognized? The Department of Iowa has produced numerous leaders on the national level, including 5 who have served our organization as national commander. They all have served with distinction and honor. I now ask past National Commander Dave Rabine to please stand and be recognized. The American Legion Auxiliary also has talented individuals leading our American Legion family each year. Will all past department presidents please stand and be recognized? The Sons of the American Legion contribute significantly to the American Legion programs each year under the leadership of the detachment commander. Will all past detachment commanders please stand and be recognized? Keeping with the tradition of the leadership on the national level, the Sons of the American Legion of Iowa have also provided top leadership for their organization. Will past National Commander of the Sons of the American Legion, Mike Deacon, please stand and be recognized. We all know the programs of the American Legion family are all worthwhile causes. There are many of them: the National Emergency Fund, Temporary Financial Assistance, the Legacy Scholarship Fund, Operation Comfort Warriors, the Child Welfare Foundation, and the American Legion of Iowa Foundation are just a few of the charities and programs worthy of our time, talent, and treasure. Anyone wishing to donate to the American Legion family charity or programs may come forward at this time to present your donation. Okay.
Got that over with.
Oh, no.
Steve and I are honored to present this check to the American Legion of Iowa Foundation.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
From Stephen and Karen Kimberly, the foundation graciously accepts your donation of $750. Anyone else? Don't be bashful. The Legionary Insurance Trust, as we know it as the LIT, was formed in 1966 with 2 primary goals: to provide Legion families with low-cost insurance protection and to provide a source of revenue to participating departments. The Department of Iowa joined the program in 1992. The LIT provides a free accidental death and dismemberment policy to all adult members of the American Legion Auxiliary, and Sons of the American Legion within the Department of Iowa who enroll. Representing the Legionnaires Insurance Trust this evening is Consultant Mike Ayers. Mike, will you please come to the forward for your remarks?
Thank you, Commander. Ladies, hello, Iowa Legion family. That's better. I want you to know the 4th of July, I spent the entire day watching the movie The Music Man, so I know how to act on it. I must have seen that movie 30 times, but it was pretty relaxing and relieving to do so. Commander, as a point of personal privilege, I want to bring you greetings on behalf of my dad, Bob Ayers, a past department commander in Indiana, who served the LIT as a consultant for 25 years. Dad sends his greetings to his friends here in Iowa. He always loved coming here. I told Dave Rabine last night, Dad is 95, still drives his own car, drives his family friggin' nuts, but he's doing pretty well overall. Anyway, also, I want to pay tribute to your Adjutant Trust Director, John Durner. John's been in both jobs a long time. He does an excellent job of promoting the LIT programs to districts and the post, and you all at the post do a great job of passing it on to your members. I always love to hear the personal stories like I did from one gentleman this evening about how he puts our brochures in every post meeting they do, and that's what we like to hear. I also would be remiss if I didn't pay homage to your National President. Nicole has become a good friend. She's represented you real well, even though she's on her 4th term as auxiliary national president, which has really not been that long, but it's been a long year now. But she does a great job representing the state of Iowa, and we're really good friends. So I want you to know when I'm on the road and I introduce her, I always introduce her as my future ex-wife. So anyway, you don't care about that. What you care about is the Legion Insurance Trust. The commander mentioned it was formed in '96 for 2 purposes: to provide funds for veteran service programs and monies for youth activities. Because of your efforts, you've done both. Iowa, once again, since '92 has been in the program. You've done very well, and you're at the top of the list in one category, which I'll mention in just a moment. But one thing you should be proud of with the monies that you've received, this past year in 2020, you received a check from the trust for $43,629, and you're to be congratulated. It's because of your efforts. Every time you pay your premium in the cancer program, MedSup, EA Plus, 5 or 6% of that money comes back to the department. So overall, since 1992, you have received $1,725,382, and that is terrific. One program we always talk about, and here's where Iowa's #1. That is the free accidental death, or no cost, because I know the word free scares people. 50% of Legionnaires in Iowa are signed up for this program. That's higher than any other state with the exception of Wisconsin. Indiana, my own state, is at 26%. Colorado, a couple weeks ago I was there, 24%. So you're doing a great job, but there's still more to do. As you recall, auxiliary and the SAL members are also eligible now for the accidental death. If you sign up for it, you can go to lit.com to sign up. If something happened to you on non-Legion auxiliary SAL business, we pay your beneficiary $1,000. No money comes out of your pocket. The reason that is the trust pays your premium, so that's why it's free to you. If you're on official Legion auxiliary SAL business, such as Boys State or another Legion program, unfortunately maybe this convention, we pay your beneficiary $5,000. And I assure you that you will not be bothered by people with a lot of mail and phone calls. You can call our 1-800 number in Scottsdale and find out what programs you're in. You can always establish your own account to follow your programs like you do in your private business. I guarantee you when you call the customer service company or office in Scottsdale, you will speak to an English-speaking American. I got a little trouble in Colorado over there, but I'm not going to go into that now. So, anyway, you're eligible for the AD&D or the AD if you're 18 years or older, okay? And once again, the auxiliary and SL members are certainly eligible. Commander, there are other programs I've talked about. I know you've got a full agenda. We at the LIT certainly appreciate being invited. We wish for you a very successful convention, and we thank you for welcoming us to Iowa. We'll see you again. Thank you so much.
The president of the Iowa American Legion Press Association, Nick Lucy, and his helper will announce the winners of the IALPA awards.
Thank you, Commander. Well, originally I had about 33 pages of real critical information for each of you this evening. However, if it's okay with you, I'll dispense with those notes and keep it to a few brief words. All right? Well, it is indeed a joy to once again share your smiles. Zoom meetings are okay, but it's much nicer to visit with you folks in an informal manner and share your smiles once again. Well, Iowa American Legion Press Association is comprised of members from our entire Legion family. The American Legion, the American Legion Auxiliary, the Sons of the American Legion, and the Writers. And on behalf of those people, I'd like to thank each of you who do a masterful job of keeping our general membership and well as the general public informed as to who we are and what we do. We keep saying we need to do a better job of tooting our own horn, and I must say that it's critical to remember that. Yeah, we're one of the nation's best kept secrets, it seems. Yeah, with me tonight is sharing responsibility of these awards is Jim Carney, our Vice President, and he will help me with the award presentation. So if those award members from Ames and Bellevue, please step forward. Ames Post 37. If you'll come to the podium, grab a chair right behind me here, or stand next to me if you want, Jennifer. I'm easy to work with. Well, that's what I heard. Yeah. So at this time, I'd like to turn the podium over to our Vice President, Jim Carney, for a presentation of these awards. Jim?
First, I'd like to thank the judges who helped with the judging. For print media was Angie Nolde, Ann Crawford, and Alan Shank. Wave your hand out there so we can see. Okay. For the electronic media was myself, Tom Haggerty, and please forgive me if I screw up this last name, Bill Hike, if you're available. Okay. For the awards themselves, single sheet, the winner was Bellevue Post 273, John Pitlow.
Thank you.
For multi-sheet, Ames Post 37, Commander Jennifer Montserrat.
Just be right here?
Yeah. Seems like they got walked away with 75% of these. Okay, for e-newsletter, Ames Post 37, Commander.
No, I got it. I got it.
And last was the website award, Ames Post 37, Commander Jennifer Montserrat. We should have had more people up here. Get your entries in.
Well, that's not quite right. There's only one winner in each category. But we would encourage most of you to reassess it, as well as the Press Association, in trying to recognize how we can better improve recognition of each of you who do a great job of working with your members and the general public. And this is very critical because name recognition is one of our biggest challenges again for this opportunity to share our enthusiasm with you.
It is my pleasure to introduce Sons of the American Legion Detachment of Iowa Commander Mike Monsrud.
Sorry, some of us are a little taller than others.
It's all right. Some of us carry a good punch.
In the last 2 years during a global pandemic, many posts have reduced their expectations, ended programs, and fell short on their membership goals. From national all the way down to the local level, this became the norm. However, the Detachment of Iowa never got that memo. The Iowa SAL accomplished the following in the first year of the pandemic. The Triple Nickel Award, 105% membership, 5 new squadrons, 85% renewals by June 30th. Iowa leads the nation in that award in number of times earned. Not only did we get the triple nickel, we finished first in the Central Region in membership, first in renewals, first in CWF donations per capita, first in NEF donations per capita, 105% membership, 8 new chartered squadrons, first detachment in the Central Region reached 90% renewals, first detachment in the region for 90% membership. Not bad for a pandemic. This year we struggled a little, and for Iowa SAL we struggled a little. We're only at 101% membership. That was as of June 30th. That's the last time we got a membership report. I can't give you any updated after that, and I don't know what our renewals are because we haven't seen them because we're not going to go into that. We've chartered 1 new squadron, and all of our other awards are to be determined at national conventions. We already have 3 new squadrons that are in the works to be chartered this coming year, and we haven't even started. The Sons will continue to lead the Iowa American Legion family, setting this example. I want to say how proud I am of all the 4,000 plus members of the Iowa Sons. You have succeeded when many doubt you would. In the last 2 years, I've heard it all. From people who sat on the stage, people who are national officers, Legion, auxiliary, some people here tonight, that we're just a program, or we're just a son. Well, I guess you're right. We're the biggest fundraising program the Legion has. And yes, I am just a son. I'm a proud possessor of a priceless heritage. I'm a male descendant of a World War II veteran who stormed the Omaha Beach on June 6, 1944. So when you see an SAL member, you need to remember that the hero that served this country gave them the membership they have today. And we are honoring their service and their legacy by paying our dues and carrying on their name and legacy. After all this, we will still continue to support the veterans, and we will continue to grow and be the leaders that our forefathers wanted us to be by carrying on their voice. Just because this is the end of the membership year does not mean we stop recruiting and retaining. The American Legion Service Office of Iowa is representing over 67% of all disability claims in the state. And without our membership, they can't do their jobs. So we owe it to the veterans in the state to keep doing what needs to be done so that they can receive the benefits that they earned. So no matter who's elected to what offices this weekend, we need to remember that we need to keep moving forward. Don't be afraid to make some changes. Changes will not come if we wait for someone else or another time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change. So dream more, learn more, do more, become more, and lead by example. If your actions inspire others to dream more and become more, then you are the leader that we need. So let's have a good convention, and thank you all for attending. So NEC, Ken Rockholz, please escort National Vice Commander Richard Doc Pfeiffer to the stage for introductions. Richard Doc Pfeiffer is a 30-year member of the Sons of the American Legion. Is eligible through his father, M.L. Pfeiffer, who served in the United States Marine Corps during World War II, spending time on Guadalcanal and the Solomon Islands. He was a member of the American Legion Post 330 located in New Haven, Indiana, and the VFW before his passing in 2012. Doc is married to Ann Nora, who is also a member of the American Legion Auxiliary. They are the proud parents of 3 sons, 2 daughters, 8 grandchildren, all who are members of the Legion family. Doc's oldest son is a 13-year member of the United States Air Force and a dual member. Doc is self-employed as a contractor who also enjoys woodworking and spending time with his family. Doc is an active member of Orleans Squadron 423, where he has served as adjutant for the last 11 years. He is also active in his district, having served as 4th District Commander, Adjutant, Finance Officer, and Judge Advocate. On the detachment level, Doc has served as Sergeant at Arms, Membership Chairman, Northern Vice Commander, Finance Officer, Detachment Commander, Alternate NEC, NEC 4 years, and currently serves as the Judge Advocate. On the national level, Doc has served on the Child Welfare Committee, Resolutions Committee, Legislative Commission as Vice Chairman. Doc's passion is with the Sons of the American Legion. He continues to work the programs of the American Legion and is committed to giving 110% to make Commander's goal a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Commander Doc Pfeiffer, Vice Commander Doc Pfeiffer.
Commander Jim, President Cole, not quite as tall.
He thinks he's tall.
National Vice Commander Bruce, candidate for National Commander Jim. Good evening, my American Legion family. I say that because we are a family. And nothing proves more than the last 2 years. We pulled together and helped our members get through this pandemic. I don't know who else could have done that but our organization. I bring you greetings from the Sons of the American Legion Commander Clint Bolt and the national organization. These last 2 years remind me of a TV show I used to watch called Gilligan's Island. We set sail from Indianapolis in August of 2019 for a 12-month tour. Full of energy and high hopes for the banner year. Everything was going to plan. By the end of February, we were more than 13,000 cards ahead of last year. And well on our way to an all-time high in membership. Our donations were looking good, and our goal of $500,000 for child welfare donations was in sight. Then the sea started getting rough. We tossed around and almost went overboard. Membership went from 13,000 ahead of last year in February to 13,000 behind last year in July. Not only did our membership take a nosedive, our donations also dried up. With so many posts and departments forced to close, it was hard to work membership and have fundraisers to raise money for donations. Detachment Commander Mike did not let the setbacks sink his ship. He started thinking outside the box, came up with some new ideas on how to work membership and get donations. Mike and his officers led the Detachment of Iowa to win the Triple Nickel Award last year, 5th one in the last 10 years. They also achieved over 100% in membership this year. One thing we learned from this pandemic is just how important our renewals are. Normally, the Sons lose over 10% of our members due to non-renewal. And in the past, we were lulled into a false sense of security. Even though we lost that many members, we were able to sign up more than that many to cover up the loss and continue to achieve all-time highs. With so many posts closed, it was hard to attract as many new members as we usually do, and our membership declined as a result. No matter how bad the seas tossed us around, no one abandoned the ship though. As members of the Sons of the American Legion, we do not let this setback get us down. We'll come back stronger than before. We've always been able to adopt and overcome any obstacles we've encountered. And just as the sea has started to calm, the state seized up the restrictions, post departments trying to reopen, things were getting back to normal, if there is such a thing. National decided to roll out the new version of My Legion. Well, it's supposed to take a couple days. It's still a work in progress. They're working diligently to get all the issues resolved, and then when they're done, the finished product will be worth the wait, I'm sure. I'd like to thank all the officers, committee, and commission chairmen for their dedication, some hard work these last 2 years. We've experienced something that I hope no one will ever have to go through again. It's been a struggle to say the least. No one gave up. Our ship went through some pretty rough seas, but nothing could sink it or stop it from sailing into Phoenix for National Convention. To quote Commander Bull, there will be new officers elected and installed in Phoenix this year, come hell or high water. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to attend and address your convention. I wish the best for the incoming officers, and I thank the retiring officers for a job well done. God bless the American Legion, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Detachment Commander Mike, and National Vice Commander Doc, for your words to us. We appreciate it very much, and for everything that the Sons of the American Legion does for the American Legion and the American Legion family. Can you hear me?
Barely. There.
Mike, it's your fault. It's bad to be short. I know how you felt, Bucky. They pick 'em. It is my honor to introduce the American Legion Auxiliary Department of Iowa President, Kelly Elliott.
Thank you, Commander. These past 2 years has been interesting, to say the least. Who knew that 2 years ago, what was about to happen 8 months later? I know I wouldn't have been able to do this without my American Legion family supporting me. It has been an honor to work with these two gentlemen to my right, SAL Commander Mike Monserud and Commander Jim Hessler. You both have done an amazing job leading your members. We have learned that we can change in how we do things, and it will be okay. We need to continue to do that. We need to continue to remember that. That things have to continue forward. We all have learned how to hold virtual meetings, and we did survive, right? It's been interesting. Our members have really stepped up to help our communities, making masks, collecting items to donate, making meals for those in need, collecting items to take to the veterans home when they had vendors that could not come inside, and so many other things that we have done in these past 2 years. We have shown that if we come together, we can do amazing things as an American Legion family. We just need to work together. But that is who we are, and that is what we do, service, not self. For over 100 years now, we have been serving those in need. You are all angels in my book, looking out at those who need us, looking out for those who need us. This is why I love being a part of the American Legion family, and I'm proud to say that I'm an American Legion Auxiliary member. The love you all show for others is amazing. Never, ever lose that ability. Thank you for your support and the love you have shown me these past 2 years. It has meant the world to me. So thank you very much for that. I won't forget it. And thank you for thank you for everything that you've done to make my 2 years easier. So a lot of you, you know who you are, and everyone means the world to me, but I had a lot of help these last 2 years, so I couldn't have done this without your help. So thank you. And I just want to say, God bless each and every one of you. And those are my remarks for tonight. If I go any further, I probably won't make it. So now, I would like to introduce our department junior president, Ashley Thompson, for her remarks.
Hello, guests and members of the American Legion family. I would like to start off by saying how great it is to see you all. As your outgoing junior department president, I have been honored to hold this position and represent my Iowa American Legion family. This had to be the ultimate learning experience I've had. This has opened my eyes to the world and what I can do to make it a better place. I attended Girls State, which was for the first time virtual, and let me tell you, it was amazing. I got to connect with girls all over the state of Iowa via Zoom and become friends with people I would have never met without going to Girls State. It was a week I will never forget in my life, as I attained so much knowledge of our government and campaigning that I have never knew before. It opened my eyes to more world-changing ideas that I can be a part of and will be a part of. I'm forever thankful for my week at Girls State for that. Speaking of things, I want to say thank you to the people who helped me get here today. With my mom, grandma, and great-grandma being in the American Legion Auxiliary, I appreciate them beyond words for how they have helped me to this position. Sorry. My grandma Elizabeth took me to the 6th District Junior Meeting years ago, which was my very first meeting I attended. This is where I walked out being the 6th District Junior President. Ongoing from there, I attended camp every year since, and senior and junior meetings along with my family. My grandma pushed me to do something that day that I wouldn't have done without her, so thank you. As I graduate into a senior member this year, I want to continue my involvement with the American Legion family because it is my family. I love this organization I am a part of and all the people in it too. I want to continue to bring in members and volunteer to make this world a better place for our veterans and everyone. As I attend junior camp next month, I am so happy to be reunited with my best friends as we missed each other last year. We will have a week of fun-filled activities, speakers, and of course, learning new things. I want to invite everyone to the convention on August 20th at the Newton Christian Conference Center, where you are all welcome to come. Again, I want to thank everyone who helped make me who I am today and who I will be in the future. Thank you for letting me speak this evening.
Now, it is my honor to call forward NEC Ann Crawford with a very, very special guest.
Good evening. I'm honored to introduce you our national guest tonight. I suppose there may be someone in this audience tonight that has not met this lady previously. So, Nicole Clapp has been a member of the American Legion Auxiliary since she was 4 years old when she discovered our pretty little red poppies. Since that time, she has been an active member, participating in many of the American Legion and American Legion Auxiliary programs, including Girl State, Junior Camp, and the Oratorio Contest. When in high school, she became our honorary national junior president. I still remember the royal blue dress. She attended that university over on the east side of the state. Earning her RN, BSN, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She landed jobs in the healthcare industry, took her talents and skills that led her into management and CEO of a hospital. Along the way, her business skills were acknowledged in the American Legion Auxiliary. She served on the National Finance Committee when all the other members were past national presidents. No intimidation there. They even made her chair for more than 5 years. She was on the committee for 7. Nicole did not follow the traditional path to national president, but she served as national chairman, culminating as national president. Our 100th national president, Nicole Clapp, has shown her commitment and dedication, now serving her 24-month term, ending at the next national convention in Phoenix. Please welcome National President of the American Legion Auxiliary, Iowa's own Nicole Clapp.
Good evening. Well, the most important thing is, as national president, I have learned who's more popular. Is it the national president, or is it Cornelius? He is in the house, he's glad to be home. So yes, Cornelius is very popular on Facebook. I know when he hasn't been seen for a day or two, because I'll get, isn't he feeling well? Or at Easter, I was home for Easter this year because Maine had canceled the visit due to the pandemic, and Mom and Dad and I had our picture taken at church. And Cornelius wasn't in the picture. And I just posted Happy Easter. And they said, well, where's Cornelius? And so I said, hiding the Easter eggs? So I think the most important thing is having fun and getting back to what we do best, is enjoying each other's company, our passion, our commitment to each other. I will tell you, last March in 20, National Commander Bill and I were in the second hottest county in the country with COVID. We were in New Jersey. And we couldn't figure out how to get home. And so they tried to figure out, were they gonna drive me home? I had 3 flights canceled in 12 hours. So by the time I got up at 4 in the morning, we were headed to Philly. And I was gonna get on a flight. I wasn't quite sure where I was gonna be, where I was gonna land, or if I was getting home that day. But we made it. And then, yes, that was the weekend the world shut down on March 15th. But I will tell you, it is our collective resolve, National Commander Clint, Bill, and I, if it was not for our mutual respect and our passion, our dedication for this organization, the next 12 months would have been a lot harder and a lot more difficult to fulfill. Our mission is to lead you into this new century of service. As Richard Dock said, we don't know what that truly is, but that is our job. And it has been a pleasure. And I started traveling, driving already in July, and then I started flying again already in August. So you know what it's like as national president to almost have a private jet, because there's nobody else on the plane with you. So you take each trip and you evaluate. But that first trip, I should have been going out of office. And South Dakota asked me to come back. And the department president from South Dakota, Teresa Huntmer, is in the back of the room tonight. So Teresa, it is a pleasure to have you in our midst this evening. So thank you for coming to our convention. Teresa, if you recall at homecoming, she's the one who made all the special chocolates for us and brought them as a treat all the way from South Dakota. So that week, it was kind of bittersweet thinking, you know, you set your sights and you think, okay, it's 12 months and then I'll close one chapter of my life and I'll open another chapter. Well, that was the week the chapter, as I said, should have been closing. So South Dakota said, no, we want you to come. So we worked our way, we went to the Black Hills, we went to Mount Rushmore. The year before, I was on the eastern side of the state in a tornado. My first trip, couldn't land, had no power, we had flooding, something. That's my first trip, and now they want me to come back. And it was 2 weeks after Sturgis in a pandemic. So you looked, and we got to the Corn Palace on my last day. And there was probably 40-some Legion family members there. And several Legionnaires came up to me, and they said, Nikki, and they looked me right in my eye and said, thank you for coming. Thank you for being willing to get on an airplane. Because I know you didn't drive, you could have driven, but you didn't come from Iowa, you came from Indianapolis. And I said, yes, I did. It is my job, it is my privilege and my honor to be standing here at the Corn Palace with you. Well, lo and behold, did I know that Cornelius has another brother now from the Corn Palace. Cornelius has relatives. He has a girlfriend in New Jersey named Sweetie. And somehow in the pandemic, popcorn erupted and there's Baby Silk. And from Baby Silk, there is also an uncle from Georgia. He's about 3/4 the size of the real Cornelius. And then obviously the Corn Palace Cornelius. So they will all be in Phoenix as the family continues to grow. It is very interesting. It is about being able to enjoy each other's company. As I said, when the days were tough and we weren't sure, Doc talked about Gilligan's Island. Well, I've used the analogy of the Groundhog Day movie with Bill Murray and Andie MacDowell. If you've ever seen it, at 6 a.m., the alarm clock goes off. The same thing happens every day. You don't understand why, and it never ends. And you never see the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, I started to see the light at the end of my tunnel in August. Now, I have to say, you know, when you're 48 years old and you're moving home to the farm in Iowa back to your childhood bedroom, it was a one-year deal. But Mom and Dad graciously said, oh, honey, it's fine. Well, it's Mom's 71st birthday, so she survived 2 years with me, so happy birthday, Mom. So as national president, it is about resiliency. It is about flexibility. But it also taught me that during a pandemic, you write everything down in pencil. Everything is a possibility, not a probability. It is adapt and overcome, which I know most of you, that's your military way. And those of you that really know me, I'm a cup half full kind of girl with a smile and get her done attitude, so we were gonna figure out a way. I made it very clear to my national staff that I was not gonna be the one to stop traveling. I was in a different age category, I was healthy, and the departments would decide where and when, if they could not afford, but because of the pandemic would allow them to have me come. So to see that light start to get brighter and brighter as the fall went on. And then we went, believe it or not, full circle. This June, we were back in New Jersey. And this time, not only was it Bill and I, they brought Clint too. And so I think at that moment, it was, things are really turning back around. One, I could not only see more than this of your face, I could see your whole face. And realizing that we're okay. We're gonna be okay. Now tomorrow night, obviously I'm gonna talk about the centennial, but there's something that really hit me in the pandemic when it started. And the first few days, the first few weeks, it was every high you had, then you had 3 cancellations. And then you'd have one thing you were hoping for, and then 2 more backslides because of the pandemic. So then, as you know, I love history. And when I was coming up and I was vice president, I read those 13 inches of hardbound books of our history. And so I reverted back to that in those first few weeks after the pandemic. And I said to myself, Iowa, I'm number 5 national president. Opal in '66 could handle a war and go to Vietnam. She got on a plane because the national commander asked her to go to General Westermore and present a check for $25,000. 6 hours after a battle had just erupted in Saigon on that runway. She can handle that, I can handle a bug. Then I started to think about Sherry McLaughlin, who the majority of us know, who only lived 45 minutes from me. And I said, she couldn't get home, but she couldn't get home because of terrorism on 9/11 when she was national president. I think I can handle a book. And we have persevered, and we are better, we are stronger. President Abraham Lincoln once said, "We live in the midst of alarms. Anxiety clouds the future. We expect some new disaster with each newspaper we pick up to read." I think that's how we've been feeling for 16, 18 months. And just think that was said over 150 some plus years ago. But he also said, common looking people are the best in the world. That's the reason the Lord made so many of them. That to me is the American Legion family. Closely 3 million strong. Not what we used to be. We are different, we look different, we act different. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong, it's just who we are today. And we wouldn't be who we are today if we didn't have the Legion Act for membership, if we didn't have the Space Force. And I know I'm looking at someone here on the stage with me who is a quad member and is a member of the American Legion Auxiliary. So Commander Mike, thank you again for your dedication to Jennifer's service in the Navy. That's what our family is about. That is putting it where it needs to be. And then to my left, our Executive Director, Crystal. Her husband, Zach, is also an auxiliary member because of her service. So again, that is who we are. Those are the things we need to celebrate. We are better than we were 18 months ago. You heard Kelly talk about everything we did to make the pandemic tolerable, to get through it. Be it the face mask, be it how many parades, how many drive-by birthday parties did you have? My favorite commercial of all, though, is seeing the little girl playing tic-tac-toe on the window of a nursing home with the resident on the other side. That made me think of our junior members. How many times did they just want to go, as I did as a child, to the veterans home and watch poppies be made? Now, those of you that have my lapel pin, and I think there might be just a few in the room that maybe don't, if you take it out and look at it, the reason I'm very adamant about giving them out is it tells my story and it tells our story. If you look at your pin, it has a poppy field on the very bottom. The poppy field represents World War I, the reason we exist. Then it gives way to a sky of fireworks. Now I think we'd all be Pinocchio if we didn't say at some point in our life we've said ooh or ah when we saw fireworks. I know I do. I'm mesmerized by fireworks till this day. We had on the celebration of the 4th of July on PBS, and here I was saying to Mom, there they are, there's fireworks. And she said to me, oh, just a minute. And I said, what do you mean? She said, oh, I've got Family Circus out for you today. I read 2 comics when I get a chance, which I don't get to pick up a newspaper very often. I read Dennis the Menace, and I read Family Circus. Because they do exactly that. They make me laugh each and every day. And they put everything in perspective, that this too shall pass. So 2 years ago, on July 4th, when I was writing my installation, I was excited, I was anxious, I wasn't scared, but we were on our countdown, and we knew how many days we had. And so that 4th of July, the comic strip, Family Circus, they were sitting on a hill, and Billy tugs on his dad's shirt and said, Dad, can't we just DVR this? Meaning, can't we just have these fireworks for forever? Now, 2 years later, on the 4th of July, are the fireworks. And Billy once again turns to his dad, the whole family is sitting on the same hill, and he said, this was sure worth a year to wait. So here we are a year later, and we are still persevering. And so you see on this pin, the sky of fireworks. Now I will tell you, I'm not naive to know that at the end of an administrative year, these sometimes end up in a drawer, or they end up on eBay. I will tell you, the ruby and the sapphire, you're not gonna get much. All right? But for me, it's a conversation starter. The dates are on the back, our emblem is on the front. It is a way to tell our story of who we are. You know, I was 4 years old, and it was the poppy that attracted me to go to Mom and say, can I do that? Not knowing, she said, we don't have to find out. And I said, it doesn't look that hard. But we had to find out. And that's what it meant, that we would be eligible, her, my aunt, and my cousins, under my grandpa in World War II. But we have to use this pin to tell the story. We do not learn history the way we used to when we were in school. It's not taught the same way. I didn't know much of my grandpa's history story. He didn't talk about it, as many of you don't. And he passed away when I saw Mom and Dad do CPR on him when I was 11 years old. So for me, I had to read a scrapbook. So during the pandemic, once again, we know I don't let grass under my feet, I always got something going. I read the scrapbook of Grandpa serving in the United States Navy during World War II. And for me, the story was a young sailor standing next to a billboard, and it was in a language I know he couldn't speak. And it wasn't German, because he's 100% German. Of course, it was Japanese. And the headline of the caption said, "Can you help this sailor?" And I thought back to him, yes, Nick, you didn't get to Europe, you didn't get to Asia, you didn't get to Puerto Rico, but you have a job to do here. He did a job over there. He raised his right hand to protect me overseas. Let me do what I can do here to help. And so that has been my mission and my calling these 2 years, is a chance to give back to all of you that have watched me grow up in this organization. And I know when I was little, when I saw blue cap, I knew that was close to me. When I saw white cap, that was getting a little bit further. But when that red cap came in the room, I knew to stand up and pay attention. And so tonight, when your past department commander stood up, Iowa had 3 in a row, and they all were in red caps. So Bruce, congratulations. We've had a wonderful ride together. It was a pleasure to get to lay the wreath at the tomb together in DC at Arlington. And each one of those moments, it was about representing you. It wasn't about me getting to do X, Y, or Z, but it was truly having an opportunity to be Iowa proud, Iowa strong, and everybody, as I said, knows Cornelius. But I need your help. We have 4,600 Legion posts across the United States that do not have an auxiliary unit. So if we think back to this pandemic, if we had more hands, lighter work to be done. And in a pandemic, we needed everybody boots on the ground, as we all know. So if you're in one of those communities that has a post and doesn't have an auxiliary, I would ask the question, why not? I'm one of those, tell me how I can do it, don't tell me how I can't. Because we will prevail. We will, as Bill, I think Flint had said, Doc, that hell or high water, we're having a national convention. We are having a national convention. And for us, it is the opportunity to say thank you. So I hope that I will see many standing tall with Nicole shirts in Phoenix. I would not be standing out here, though, without a great team of Iowa Legionnaires, SAL, riders, and of course our auxiliary. And so for me, I have national chairman in the room. I have Wendy Riggle, who is my National Girls State chairman. And I get to go to Girls Nation for the very first time because we are having it in person. We're at a new location in DC, but I know under Wendy's leadership, we're gonna be just fine in just a couple of weeks. Our NEC, you know Ann Crawford, she is most senior NEC member we have. She has been elected for 7 years. So thank you, Ann, for going out with me in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. We have Mary Sieben, who is serving as our alternate NEC, as well as our Poppy chairman for the Central Division. We have Bev Koppel, who is on our junior activities, so had a chance to work with our juniors across the country. Both her and Mary, as well as Sandy Deacon and my chairman of everything, who is Ann Rabine, is my chairman of Pages in Phoenix. Iowa will be represented. In Phoenix, again, we are going to show Iowa leads the Legion, but I think we're doing pretty good on the auxiliary side as well. And so as I look at the person behind the camera, that's my good friend Darla Davidson. She will be behind the camera in Phoenix, so get ready to have your picture. You know, you'll be in Facebook with Cornelius, but you'll be in my scrapbook in my heart forever. And so as I look at what everyone is doing, you've made this a reality. I think today I heard Jane in her campaign speech said, I've been on Nicole's campaign team for 5 or 6 years, it felt like, and we finally made it. So I just want to again say thank you for everything. It is a pleasure, and I couldn't be prouder to be home in Iowa and look forward to that next chapter. And I have a special gift for the auxiliary members. Do I have any other male auxiliary members in the house? All right, sir, will you please come up? I would like to present you with one of my challenge coins for thank you for your service. We'll go around. Thank you very much. This is for Zach. There you go. Commander, I think you have one. You want another one? He got one the day I was installed, but you know, that was 2 years ago. Anyway, again, thank you. You will see me tomorrow night, and we're gonna have fun. It is time to celebrate, and so tomorrow night, that time that I had opportunity to read, we're gonna play some ALA trivia. So get ready, everybody, for a fun time tomorrow evening. And again, thank you, and I love you all.
We're not done with her yet. National President Nicole, I have a gift from the members of the Department of Iowa to present to you tonight. We are giving you a check for $2,000 that is to go toward your honorarium for the item of your choice that goes into the national office in your memory.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I will let you know once we decide how we're going to use it. We have that beautiful new building with a new cavalcade. So it will be put to great use, and there will be a big brass plaque that says Department of Iowa. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Kelly, President Ashley, and National President Nicole. Thank you for your remarks and for your valuable contribution to the American Legion all the way across the board. I have a few remarks that I would like to make, as this is the last opportunity I will have to address the joint session. It's been my honor for 2 years of unplanned to be the department commander. And I've had the extreme pleasure of working with President Kelly and Ashley and Detachment Commander Mike for those 2 years, along with National Vice Commander Bruce. We've served our time and we're ready to move on. But it's been a great time, a time of wonder if we'll ever get back to what we want to do. It's been an awesome time. Somebody made the remark the other day to me that, well, out of 2 years, you made 1 year. To you, auxiliary members who invited me to junior conferences and etc., I have not made 1 year out of 2 because I've had 4 things canceled of the same nature in the 2 years. But I have enjoyed my time working with you and seeing the great things that this American Legion family can accomplish. It's been my honor. I want to say thank you for the mentorship of every individual in here that has given me, shown me, and helped me to understand how to be a better person and the best of being a commander that I can be. Many of you don't know what you've done, but it was your kind words, your actions, the way you treated others that helped this man to be where he is today, and to recognize that each one of you is a valued member of the American Legion family. I encourage you as an American Legion family, Don't forget, you are someone's hero. Some young member is watching you. They're watching your actions. They're listening to what you say. They're listening to how you treat people and see you treat people. And believe me, you make a difference. We have to stand straight. And wherever we go, when I wear this cap, I try to present myself to the best of my ability to be a proud member of the American Legion. And I want that community to know that we are the American Legion and that we are proud of our service to our country. We're proud of our service to our community, and we're proud of our family. And the other thing that I encourage every member here to do of the American Legion family, when you ask that young member to come into your unit, your squadron, or your post, don't forget them. Mentor them, help them, because someday they may be stepping forward to take one of our positions. And when they do, and if I'm around, I don't want to hear somebody snicker and say they made a fool of themselves. You help them to make a fool of themselves by not mentoring them in the proper conduct that the American Legion family expects and does. We have to take the American Legion serious, and we represent it. And even if I'm not wearing a cap, there's people watching. I drive school bus. One day I didn't come to a complete stop at a stop sign. And a second grader reminded me that I didn't come to a complete stop. Ladies and gentlemen, that woke me up. I didn't know he was paying that much attention, but I should have. From then on out, I have cars honk, but I come to a complete stop because them young kids on that bus are watching me. And I want to be the best example I can be. And when I walk into the school with my other counterparts of the post and we present a program, we want them to remember us as a proud member of our community and a proud member of the service, and that we do our best to help them understand the meaning of the greatest flag in the world. What does patriotism mean? What does Americanism mean? And why are we privileged to live in the United States of America? That is our goal, and it should be the goal of each one of us here as a family to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my honor and privilege to address you tonight for the joint session. And I wish all of us, as we carry on over the weekend, to have a great department convention, enjoy each other, give a hug, shake a hand, but enjoy each other's company because it's been missed for too long. Thank you. Thank you. Will NEC Jerry Seaman and Arlington NEC Dennis Sotley please escort candidate for National Commander Jim Triola to the platform podium and National Vice Commander Bruce Furbo. call upon National Executive Committee Member Jerry Sieben for an introduction. And Jerry, raise the mic when you're excuse me, alternate Dennis Sieben. Dennis. Dennis side. Can't tell you.
You're a hard act to follow. My pleasure tonight to introduce a man that has done many things within the Legion and also in his private life. I give you Vincent J. Jim Triola, who was born in Jamaica, New York, and graduated from high school in 1968. The following year, he joined the United States Navy. Jim served 1970 and 71 aboard the USS Nitro, an auxiliary ammunition ship with the Sixth Fleet. After his time aboard the Nitro, he went on to the Naval Reserves until 1974, where he was honorably discharged as third-class petty officer. Jim spent his entire working career in the automotive service industry, where he began as a parts manager at a local Chevrolet dealer and went on to serve in many capacities of management. At the time of his retirement in February 2017, he was director of service and parts at a New York Metro Mercedes-Benz dealership. After a brief time at home, Jim began an entirely new career as a school bus driver for the Falmouth School District and works part-time as a motor coach operator. Jim is a lifelong member of American Legion Post 1682 in New City, New York. He has held various positions at every level of the American Legion, including service as Department Commander for 2010 and 2011, and is National Vice Commander for 2016 and 17. He chaired the New York American Legion Centennial Task Force for the Future and has been a member of the faculty of the American Legion College of New York. At the national level, Jim chaired the Veterans Employment and Education Committee and the National Legislative Commission and served on the Membership and Post Activities Committee, National Security Commission, and the Committee on Children and Youth. Jim and his wife, Silveria, his wife of 46 years, have 2 children and 3 grandchildren who make up 3 generations of auxiliary members and 1 member of the Sons of the American Legion. Let's give a warm Iowa welcome for candidate Vincent J. Jim Triola.
Before I start, what's with all the school bus drivers? I met 3 of them already tonight. And yes, you do have to stop. Good evening, American Legion family members. How are you doing tonight? That's good. I want to thank you for inviting me to your great state and offering me the hospitality that you afforded me today. Your NEC man took me to this Italian restaurant. I didn't know you had Italian sections in Iowa. All I pictured was corn and soybean and pork. So now that you know, you already know you're known for your agriculture and your pork production, but the next time somebody says to me, that's the best thing since sliced bread, I can tell them that this is the place where sliced bread was invented. So that's a good thing. And John Wayne was born here. That was pretty cool. So anyway, you already heard part of my bio. Just a little bit more. I have, my father was a World War II veteran, served in military intelligence in Germany and England, married my mother there, and here I am. Guess that's how it happened. So I want to talk to you tonight about a priority that the American Legion has started this year. Some of you have probably heard about it through the IndyCar racing, and there's a few other things, but I want to go into that first. It's a little somber, but you need to hear it. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my platform for 2022, 2023. And I shouldn't be more than 25, 30 minutes. Only kidding. Past your bedtime? Go start your school bus. Today's remarks include an especially important, serious issue, and that's veteran suicide. It has reached pandemic proportions with an estimated 20 veterans per day. And if of my leading issues in communications and presentation when I'm National Commander, I'll communicate this as long as I'm in that position. I'm reaching out to the entire American Legion family for help to find ways to end suicide by veterans. The Washington politicians, the armed services, the VA, our fellow VSOs and the nation need to come to terms with this epidemic and face it head on. And the American Legion has taken the lead in the prevention and treatment for suicide in our veteran population. The American Legion is poised to join forces to help resolve this deadly trend. The Legion is known for solving complex issues facing veterans. Where to start, one might say. We need to start from within. All of us as Legion family members need to value and respect fellow veterans during this extraordinary time of need and compassion. Let's utilize our Legion posts as a safe space to where veterans can interact with each other. As I said, upwards of 20 veterans a day take their lives in the United States. The American Legion is concerned that the COVID-19 pandemic will make the number much higher due to the isolation and financial instability of veterans staying home. The Legion's goal is to put an end to veterans who die by suicide and provide a space where veterans may find services and treatment and community support. What steps may the American Legion take? Raise awareness through the Legion's robust and wide-ranging media channels and influential networks. Develop programs of peer support in local posts. Provide training for Legion family members to help them recognize signs of veteran suicide and equip them with tools and resources to help those in crisis. Conduct peer support research through strategic alliances to help develop models with positive outcomes. And share those findings with government, nonprofits, and corporate organizations working together to find resolutions. An increase in the Legion's interactions with Congress toward advocating for legislation for improved mental health care and services are planned. An example of legislation that we hope to be passed by the 117th Congress is the Buddy Check Bill, Senate 544 and House 2898, that would require the VA to establish a national week of calling veterans to check on their well-being. What can you do to help prevent veteran suicide? Check in on veterans that you know to help them not feel alone. Know the warning signs and direct veterans to resources. Not asking you to be psychiatrists, just have a Legion post that's set up that has a call center or somebody that answers the phone that knows where to go for resources immediately. Make a personal or post donation to the American Legion's Veterans and Children Foundation to help train service officers and assist families with young children in need, and American Legion charities that help veterans where needed most. As American Legion members, our most sacred responsibility is to look out for each other and for our fellow veterans. The idea is to reconnect with veterans who may need assistance but do not know where to go or who to ask. These contacts may be made by a personal visit, phone or email, or a combination. The important part is to reach out to veterans in your community to let them know you care and can provide whatever assistance they may need. It's what we do for our battle buddies through Buddy Checks. It is my hope as the American Legion family, we can create awareness for this devastating problem and work together towards the goal of preventing this travesty from continuing. Now I'm going to go into my platform. During the past 2 years, there have been many new initiatives unique to the American Legion that offer an excellent base to expand. The Buddy Check Bill, the Buddy Check Comradeship Campaign encourages veterans to reach out to members to reach out to veterans in areas for wellness checks, whether they are members, former Legionnaires, or potential members. Engaging with these veterans ascertains what the American Legion can do for them. The call is about them, not about fundraising. In its first year of existence, the Buddy Check was highly successful for engaging with membership. The second year, 2020, Buddy Check saved lives as the COVID isolation affected the mental health and well-being of many veterans. Buddy Checks ideally position the American Legion to engage its members during a critical time of need with an encouraging word, extended hand, or comforting thoughts. Tango Alpha Lima podcasts are a veteran's eye view on current events, particularly in the military and veteran community. The podcasts are produced by the American Legion and aired once a week, as well as other podcast sites. You can get this, they're available on Apple, Spotify, and Google. The Tango Alpha podcast was recently named the #2 military and veterans-focused podcast by transitioning service members. This is another avenue for the American Legion to engage and to interact with its members and veteran leadership. The American Legion is a brand, a 102-year-old brand, that personifies patriotism, spirit, and value with a membership base that many Fortune 500 companies would love to have. Let's share, brag, and advertise the brand to all veterans, young and not so young. One medium for the American Legion is branding through sports sponsorships. There is a sponsorship of NTT IndyCar Racing Series, team owned by Chip Ganassi Racing, former NASCAR driver Jimmy Johnson, and 2004 IndyCar champion Tony Kanaan, with Johnson driving the number 48 car in road races and Kanaan in ovals. We are all in the IndyCar sponsorship and have and will receive mounds of exposure in various races, including the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. At the recent 105th running of the Indianapolis 500, 40% capacity were in the seats. That equates to about 135,000 fans. The race was broadcast on NBC, and the American Legion had a nationally broadcast TV commercial, and Tony Kanaan came in 10th place. Why IndyCar racing, may one ask? A recent study of the demographic of the people who follow IndyCar racing shows that 42% of IndyCar racing fans are between the ages of 18 and 34 years old. Another 29% is between 34 and 55 years old. So I would say whoever the marketing director, I believe is Dean Kessel from the American Legion, who actually brought this to us, he was doing his homework when he did it, because there's a correlation. The veterans that commit suicide, most of them are between the ages of 18 and 28. So the correlation is there with the age of the people that watch it. And here's an interesting fact. The Indianapolis 500, 87% of the people that watch this race tend to use the products that are on the race car. And now you know why the American Legion's name is on the side of one of those Ganassi cars. And I don't even want to fathom what it costs to put the name there. But I do believe we're going to get a return on our investment. There's no doubt in my mind. So why am I telling you all this? What do Buddy Checks, podcasts, and sports sponsorships have in common? The answer is veterans and engagement with potential and future members of the American Legion. The wellness checks, the podcasts directed at the military community, the race cars, the fundraising going towards suicide prevention, are the avenues and the means to interact with younger veterans, some of whom may become future leaders of the American Legion. If fortunate enough to be elected your national commander, my focus will be to keep our members from becoming numbers on the expired rosters by engagement, training, education, and sponsorship, VETS. That's my acronym. My remarks are not intended to be a cure-all. However, they are building blocks for a stronger American Legion by vets, veterans through engagement, training, and sponsorship, with the potential to positively impact and retain more members. We all have something in common. We are all veterans, and most of us were asked to join the American Legion. Someone engaged with us in one way or another. Someone sponsored, someone partnered with an application and asked us to join. Someone extended a helping hand, and most likely with a pen and an application. Upon becoming members, something about the American Legion motivated us to join and motivated us to stay. The question now is, are we still motivated by the same reasons that we joined? Are we extending a hand of comradeship or helpfulness? Are we sponsoring and mentoring an eligible veteran? One who may be young or older, man or woman, officer or enlisted, or whether the vet is a police officer in the city of Ames, a farm worker in Malcolm, or a school bus driver in Cedar Rapids. There it is again. See? We at the grassroots level need to engage, train, educate, sponsor Legion eligible members to become members. Once they are members, we need to stay engaged and keep them motivated, to stay as active members. As vets, V-E-T-S, we need to motivate, educate, and celebrate. I truly believe a great future lies ahead in the time that is to come for the American Legion. I want to take a moment to congratulate all of the officers who are going out on Sunday, I guess it is, and thank you for your 2 years of hard service in the whole American Legion family, and also to congratulate the incoming officers and hope they have a productive and successful year. I want to thank you for the time to present myself as a candidate for National Commander, and I look forward to serving you well. Thank you.
Will past National Commander Dave Rabine come forward for a presentation? So, I'm just reading the script.
That's all most of us do up here is read the script. Sit down, please. Thank you, Commander. Jim, if you will join me up here for a moment. I think it's safe to say that the Department of Iowa, more than most departments, understands the commitment that's being made here in your candidacy. And beyond that, they understand that we need to be part of that commitment. I have in my hand an envelope of donations from people that have decided to take a personal stake in that commitment. And I would like all of you who have made part of that donation to please stand so that Jim can see who you are. Wow. But thank you all for that. I know that money will be used well, because it always is in National Commanders campaigns. Jim, congratulations and good luck to you.
You know, when I first started this campaign, I started late, and you don't know what to expect. I guess no National Commander candidate really does, but after the pandemic, we came out to start raising money, we didn't know what to expect. But so far, I gotta tell you, the American Legion family they treated me so well and humbled me dearly. I want to thank you for your generosity and your support, and this will really help. Thank you.
I call upon National Executive Committee member Jerry Sieben for an introduction.
Land of dwarfs. American Legion family. Tonight I have the honor to introduce an outstanding Legionnaire. Been a Legionnaire for many years. He is an honorary life member of the Merkel Perkoff Post 107 in Keystone, Iowa. He became eligible for the American Legion by serving in the U.S. Army from January 1967 to November 1969. After basic training and advanced infantry training, he served in 16 months in Germany, then for 1 full year in Vietnam before being honorably discharged. He has held the position of post commander, county commander, district commander, department commander, and served as alternate National Executive Committeeman and National Executive Committeeman. He is a charter member of the Sons of the American Legion Squadron 217 in Atkins, Iowa. He served on many committees on all levels of the American Legion, to include National Americanism Council member, National Resolution Assignment Committee, National Legislative Commission, and the National Security Commission. He is married to Velda, and they have 3 children, one of which is deceased. Please join me in giving an Iowa welcome to National Vice Commander of the American Legion, Bruce Furbank.
Thank you, NEC Jerry, for that wonderful introduction. National President Nicole, past National Commander Dave, past National Vice Commander Richard, and I haven't seen Milt yet, but maybe he's here, maybe he's not, but past National Vice Commander Milt, past Sons of the American Legion Mike, Sons of the American Legion National Vice Commander Richard Doc Pfeiffer, candidate for National Commander Jim Tiroli, dignitaries at the head table, honored guest, American Legion family. It's certainly a pleasure and honor to be here tonight and to bring good greetings from your national organization. And you know, as I was getting my thoughts ready for this presentation, I probably said that line for the last 12 years, maybe for the last time, I'm not sure. But anyway, for 12 years I've been starting out with the same line. But currently, I'm in about a 22 and a half month of a 12-month tour. There's been many cancellations, there's been some highlights, and there's been some disappointments. And COVID-19 with the cancellations, many teleconference calls, many Zoom calls, meetings. But you know what? The American Legion always adapts and conquers. A new way to communicate, a new way to do business for the American Legion. And who knows, in some areas, it might be the wave of the future. Tonight's presentation is going to be a little bit different than my regular presentation. I have broken it down into 3 sections. One, as a National Vice Commander, it is my job to convey the message and the goals of the National Commander. So that will be number 1. Number 2 will be some highlights of my almost 2 years of serving as your National Vice Commander. And I'm going to finish up with a few words from the heart. Commander Oxford's goals hasn't really changed a lot in the last 2 years, but I want to share them with you now. 100,000 new members. I don't think we made it, but I think we worked hard. With the Legion Act and the 4.2 million that became eligible back in early 2019, and with the 14 or 15 million we didn't have signed up before that, it certainly helps our posts, counties, districts, and departments make their goals. We're losing about 80,000 members per year. About half of them are going to post everlasting, and we can't do a thing about that. The other half are slipping out the back door. And that's something that we can do something about. Another goal was 90% retention. And I think last year or the year before, I think it was somewhere around 84 or 85% of retention, and that means that we gotta get 14 or 15% new members before we even catch what we had the year before. Membership is a vital key and will be for many years. 2 or 3 months ago, Commander Oxford started a program called Operation Comeback. And I want to thank Commander Kessler for his leadership and the department for putting out, they put out a real great line of communication from the department down to the post level, and they done an outstanding job, and you need to be commended for that. During that time, we signed up a lot of expired members and new members. Right now, the last time I looked, Iowa was in 22nd place. But I can assure you that over the last 2 years, Iowa has been in the top 10 or 12 for most of them 2 years. Just the last couple months it slipped a little bit, but that doesn't mean they didn't work hard. I think Iowa worked hard on membership, and they do need to be congratulated. 100% consolidated post report. That is one of Commander Oxford's main goals. And it's very important that we do this, so when the national commander goes to Washington, D.C. and talks to the Joint Veterans Affairs and with the larger numbers, they get bigger ears in Washington. And it's still not too late. They extended the date till July 31st, so if you haven't sent it in yet, you still have time. Buddy checks, it's been mentioned a couple times tonight already, so I won't spend a lot of time on it, but I will say that it has been very successful in the Department of Iowa. It's been very successful across the nation. It's a great time to see a veteran that might be housebound. Maybe you can see if you can maybe pick up a prescription, maybe take them to the doctor, bring them to a post meeting or a Legion function. It's not really supposed to be a membership drive, but if you do sit down and talk to them, it just may spark an interest in wanting to pay their dues. How many here got in last year's 100-mile walk for hope? Show of hands. That program made the national organization approximately $120,000. Which is a nice sum. How many of you signed up for this year's walk? Good. This year, I think it's still open. I haven't heard any numbers on that, but it's only a $20 registration fee. A great way to exercise and a great way to feel better about yourself. Commander Oxford wants us to increase our visibility. The American Legion does impact local communities, such as Memorial Day, Veterans Day, steak fry, a soup supper, flag retirement, or any other important functions. Spreading the word is critical. We must post our activities on social media before, during, and after. Why? Because we are the American Legion, and this is what we do. We must be visible. We must make signs, emails, inviting our friends to forward them on to their friends. Why? Because all of this shows the American Legion, what they do and what we're about, and it promotes brand awareness. And because why? We are the American Legion. Commander Oxford's first project was the coin, and I know a lot of people in Iowa bought the Centennial coin. It didn't make as much as what it was projected to make, but it did. I heard several different numbers, so I don't know exact, but I've heard that it's gotten somewhere in between $2.5 to almost $3 million in profit. In 2020, Commander Oxford changed his project to the Veterans and Children's Foundation with a goal of $25 million. A portion of this money will go to train our service office. And here in Iowa, we have a wonderful, knowledgeable, great service office. And we've had them in the past. Iowa has one of the best service offices in the country, and something that we can be very, very proud of. And the other would be go to to help the children's benefits. Two very great programs. Now I'd just like to move on to a few highlights of my almost 2 years. And the first one was Nicole's homecoming. We went to Waterloo to the John Deere Museum, a prosthesis medical center, a farm-to-table dinner and Saturday night banquet, and it was attended well, and I think everybody that attended had a great time. And a couple weeks later, had a chance to go to Indianapolis and got to share a toast with the newly sworn-in department adjutants. And I think Nicole got to join in on that, and also, he's gone now, but anyway, and we also got to toast John as he was elected ye king of the Estivals organization. First part of November, I got the opportunity to go to Kansas City, to Kansas, I should say. Attended 8 posts on that trip, and during some of the post stops where we had just a little bit of law, we visited a German POW camp in Concordia. We also visited a barbed wire museum in La Crosse, Kansas. You know, I was raised on a farm, and I thought I knew about barbed wire, but I didn't know they made so many different barbed wires, and I didn't know that they made such art with barbed wires. It's just amazing. Also on that trip, Commander Shoemaker and I got to go to the Wichita airport to welcome home an honor flight, and it was an honor for me to do them. We both got to speak and welcome them home. It was a great honor. Veterans Day of 2019. Nicole mentioned it, but I got to mention it too because it is one of my highlights. We were in Washington, D.C. We heard then Vice President Pence give a speech at Arlington, and then shortly after that, National President Nicole and I got to lay a wreath at the unknown tomb. And it's quite an honor. It's something I will never forget. There's even 2 pictures on my wall at home celebrating that event. And then came the Iowa tour. That was the first one. We went from the Mississippi River to the Missouri River in just a few days. We visited somewhere around 20 posts. I got the opportunity to present a 73-year continuous membership certificate to a World War II veteran, Dale Watts, from the 169 Montezuma post. And then we had an unplanned event. We were in Des Moines, and we watched them bury a World War II veteran who finally got to be buried on U.S. soil. His name was Private Channing Whitaker. Quite an honor to be able to visualize that. 2020 Washington Conference was the last event before the COVID started setting in. And my wife and I felt that we did quarantine for 14 days after that because we heard of people getting it while they were there, so we did that. This was the beginning of many and the start of many teleconferences, Zoom calls, and Zoom meetings. In August 2020, with the National Convention canceled, many of us had our tour extended for a year, and there's many of us sitting at the head table got extended also, so it just wasn't the vice commanders. But anyway, we all got extended if we so desire. And then it was Iowa's membership rally. It ended at our department headquarters with a Zoom meeting. I think it was, well, I don't know how many watched it, but we done the best we could do, considering the situation. The Washington Conference of 2021. was still by Zoom. National Commander Oxford's testimony to the Joint Veterans Affairs Committee was aired by Zoom. The Kansas Department Convention had the opportunity to present an Outstanding Legionnaire Award, and there will be some people in here that will recognize the name and know him, and it was David O. Warnken received that award. Then that same week, I took off to the Coast Guard Academy up in Connecticut, where I got the chance to present a proficiency award to Caitlin Mooney. She's an outstanding cadet and has a great future ahead of her. The Washington Conference was still by Zoom. Oh, I already done that one, sorry. I get to the end here pretty quick. As now for a few things that, a little bit from the heart. My dad paid my first year dues, and I'll collect my 3-year card here in sometime in the next few days. That he was a World War II veteran, and it was an honor that he started to be in the Legion. It's been a fun trip. I got to thank my family. I got to thank my wife Velda, my 3 kids, my 6 grandchildren, and one great-grandchild for understanding for when I missed a birthday, missed an anniversary, missed a sporting event, missed a school event, and they supported me well. In my first 20 years, I had several mentors, and some of you will recognize the name, and some of you are probably too young to recognize the names. But I had 4 of them, I guess. One was Dwayne Heppy, Dave Wickman, Vince Blank, and Ed McGivern. In the last 30 years plus, Dave Rabine, Ken Danielson, John Durner, Jerry Sieben, Dennis Soppy, and many more friends have become mentors and great friends. As a young Legionnaire, my goal was just to be a past district commander. I was happy with that. I would have been satisfied. But there were Legionnaires that saw something in me that I didn't see. There were Legionnaires that had confidence in me that I didn't see. With some persuasion and being at the right place at the right time, I was able to climb the ladder to be your National Vice Commander, and I want to thank the whole Department of Iowa for that honor. I am truly thankful to my post, Merkel Buckle, Post 107, Keystone, Iowa, Benton County, 3rd District, and the Department of Iowa for their support. I am proud to be a member of the Department of Iowa, the best department in the nation. Mr. Commander, I want to wish you a very successful convention, and with that I will close. God bless you, God bless the American Legion family, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Commander Bruce and Candidate-elect Jim Trolla, for your remarks. Will NEC Jerry Sieben and alternate NEC Dennis Soppy please escort National Vice Commander Bruce Furbach and Jim Trolla from the stage. I now call upon the American Legion Riders for a presentation.
That's you, Bob.
thank you, Commander, and if we could have Madam President Nicole escorted to the front, please, for a presentation. This all started several years ago when the campaign fundraiser for Nicole for National Auxiliary President started. And as chairman of the Legion Riders then, we was determined to raise money for Nicole. Going back a few years, we started off with a motorcycle ride. We're gonna visit 5 Freedom Rocks. First Sunday in June. Perfect day for riding, right? No. It was cold. There was a northwest wind blowing. It was cloudy. We're getting ready to leave Gladbrook to go to the Freedom Rocks. All of a sudden, Nicole, you got long underwear, you better put it on because you're gonna need it.
So
Nicole?
let me interject. I wasn't living in Iowa at the time, so I had to borrow Dad's.
A very nasty day, but the Legion Riders that was there, we had fun doing it. We visited 5 Freedom Rocks, and that was the start of the fundraiser. Well, let's jump ahead then a few more years after she was elected president. National President, American Legion Auxiliary. She's having her welcome home ceremony in Iowa. She asked me to get Legion Riders together to escort her from Gladbrook down to Meskwaki Nation, where the grand celebration was gonna be. We're gonna meet out at the Freedom Rock in Gladbrook. Okay? Rainy, wet, cold. Only 5 riders show up for this.
Yep, there's one of them.
There's a couple of them in the crowd here. 2 tour buses, a caravan of vehicles. There comes Nicole out of the tour bus. Helmet on, rain gear, I am riding. Now keep in mind, within 3 hours, she has to be at her banquet celebration. Hair's gotta be just perfect. She had to redo her hair, redo her makeup. I don't know what women all have to do, but
You don't wanna know, you don't wanna know.
Nicole was there. Nicole has shown a lot of support for the riders, and that, I think I speak for all the riders in the state of Iowa. We do appreciate that, Nicole.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Bob. Welcome. I'm proud of all of you, very much.
With the recent passage of Resolution Number 5, American Legion Riders now can have associate membership as long as they're part of the American Legion family. They do not have to have a motorcycle or be married to someone that has a motorcycle. Now, in the 3rd District, Shelburne chapter, Post 166, American Legion Riders have granted that honor to Nicole to be an associate member of our American Legion Riders group. Nicole is going on day 1, day 2, and the final segment of day 5, American Legion Legacy Ride this year. So with that, she has to have a vest. And this is a presentation from 166 chapter of American Legion Riders in Iowa. Welcome to the American Legion Riders, Nicole.
Thank you very much.
motorcycles. And I remember my first campaign after we'd gotten the nod, and I went to their first meeting. We were in Iowa City. And I said, I've never been on a bike. And they said, well, you want to take a ride this afternoon? Well, as Bob knew at that point, I was in a dress, like tonight. So I said to the department president, I said, can I be excused for a few minutes? I need to go shopping. So here I came back in jeans and tennis shoes. Of course, I didn't know the protocol of the boots and all that at that point, but I at least was head to toe covered, because as the old burn nurse, I know about road rash. And so, and we toured around Iowa City, which I was very comfortable touring around Iowa City. But I will admit, the first time we went on the Freedom Rock and we got out on 330, and that first semi went by me, like I just held on tighter and tighter. So as Dave has told me from his year as National Commander of taking the ride, I will be glad to be with Bob on the trike and other riders across the nation that want to have an opportunity. So like they said, I've been in wind, cold, rain, and now I'm gonna be hot, 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 I think, in Phoenix. So looking forward to it, and again, representing Iowa, and thank you, Shellsburg. It means the world to me.
I call upon Department Executive Director Crystal Wright for any announcements.
The only announcement that I have is if you bid on a purse for your wife or yourself, please collect and pay. Otherwise, have a wonderful convention.
I call on Department Adjutant John Durner for any announcements.
I had to bring the whole book up. No. First of all, the SAL detachment meeting tomorrow has been moved from Iowa B to the Des Moines room, so it's just across the hallway, so that has been moved, and we'll get a sign up at the registration. Also, for the color guard competition, we only had one entry into the competition, and so instead of doing a competition, it is now going to be a color guard exhibition. So instead of doing that at 5:30 p.m., the competition, it will be an exhibition at 5 p.m. And instead of being here in the ballroom, that will actually occur in Iowa A. Now, Durant Post 30 has assured me they got some new moves that they want to show off. They've been practicing. So I hope you all show up and watch that exhibition at 5 o'clock in Iowa A tomorrow. Also, just a reminder, the Walk for Veterans is going to take place at the Iowa State Fair, Veterans Day at the Iowa State Fair on August 16th. Registration for that will close tomorrow. If you have not yet registered for the Walk for Veterans, please visit the American Legion registration table and get registered for that walk. We do have shirts on hand, so those of you that do not have the yellow shirts, you can purchase them tomorrow at the American Legion registration and register for that walk. There's no cost for the walk if you already have one of the yellow shirts. If you don't have a shirt, the shirts are $10. But you must register if you're going to walk, otherwise I don't have enough wristbands for you to get into the state fair for free. Also, the last thing I have is National Convention registration. Many of you are aware that we extended that deadline, and if you are going to register for National Convention, you have to have that done by July 15th. We will not extend any further beyond that. So please get registered for National Convention by Thursday of next week. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you, John. I now call upon Auxiliary Department Chaplain Mary Mulberry to offer the benediction. Please rise and uncover.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father,
As we close this joint session of the American Legion Family 2021 Department Convention, we ask for your blessing on those gathered here this evening, and we ask your blessing on our meetings this weekend, so that we may continue to work together for the greater good of our great organization. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Please recover. Please join me in rendering honors to the flag of our country. And salute. 2. I now declare the joint session of the American Legion Auxiliary, and the Sons of the American Legion of Iowa adjourned.